Welcome to the Coast to Coast podcast, brought to you by Play Picks and the Lines, coming to you from the West Coast. Josh Lander, joined by my guy Nate Weitzer on the East Coast. And we're rolling through a pretty big Wednesday night slate here. Make sure you are liked and subscribed to that page, as we got a couple other videos up for you today, including our best player props of the day. And Nate also has his great article up on playpicks.com with some of his best bets and player props in there as well. And as always, if you do still need a FanDuel or DraftKings account, head to fdpicks.com or dkpicks.com and find those listings in your area, such as what we've got for tonight. Nate, let's get into it.
Yeah, we're looking at the Grizzlies, who have won 5 straight. They're at home against the Mavs, and they're 4-point favorites at the moment. It's kind of dropped a little bit from 4.5 to 3.5, and it's up now right around 4. The total sitting pretty steady at 215. And there are plenty of other games on the slate tonight. Quickly looking around, we got Bulls +3 at Cavs. Pacers are -5 against the Knicks. The Sixers down to -5.5 at the Hornets after their close game on Monday. Charlotte, of course, is going to be without their 3 guards, LaMelo, Rozier, and Ish Smith due to COVID. Wizards -5 at Pistons. Thunder are +7 at the Raptors. The Heat are +7 at home against the Bucks. We break that one down in a separate episode. Nets on a back-to-back -6 at the streaking Rockets. And that has the highest total of the night at 226. Nuggets with Jokic questionable, -2 at Pelicans. Jazz -7 at Wolves. Blazers without McCollum or Lillard, +14 at Warriors. Magic +7 at Kings. And Celtics stay at Staples Center to face the Clippers. There are 4-point dogs on their back-to-back there. Looking at the Mavs and the Grizz, I mean, Dallas has been trending down for a while here. We were just talking about how we didn't really understand why the spread closed at 2 points against the Nets last night. I guess just because Luka was officially in, but I thought the spread was set that we expected Luka to play and it would drop if he was out. He's not on the injury report tonight here on a back-to-back, but you got to wonder how good he's feeling on that ankle. And, of course, Porzingis, his health, always an issue. Without either of those guys, Memphis just shut this team down last week. They held Dallas to 33% field goal shooting and won 97-90 despite committing 9 more turnovers and missing a good 9 free throws. Because they out-rebounded the hell out of Dallas, 52-42. And these teams, in their last 10 games, Dallas is the worst rebounding team in the NBA. And during this streak, among other things, Memphis is the best rebounding team in the NBA, and it has a lot to do with playing Steven Adams down low. Also, the fact that they're allowing just 28.7 paint points in their last 3 when Steven Adams is playing. Nobody is getting around, through him, that's for sure. Comical thing from Grizzlies Twitter, they said after his 17 and 16 performance, he was just shirtless in the locker room hallway throwing a medicine ball against the ground. So good luck running into that guy down low. But just fantastic defense from Memphis to make up for the absence of Ja Morant. They have a 90.2 defensive rating in this 5-game win streak, allowing just 90 points per game. And Dallas has scored under 100 in 3 of their last 4. So it's hard to imagine. They just haven't won in unexpected situations, the Mavericks. They're 1-8 straight up when they're underdogs. They're 0-3 against the spread on back-to-backs this year. And Luka, even if he's feeling good, he has not really had much success against Memphis. Aside from hitting that leaner buzzer beater to beat them 3 matchups ago, he has struggled in 4 games, 20.8 points per game on 39, 25, 57% splits, and he's a -28 when he's on the floor in those games. Credit Dylan Brooks and company for giving him a hard time. And as we know, if the Mavs don't have Luka cooking, they really can't compete with good teams.
Yeah, and they can't compete with damn near anybody if Luka's not cooking, like you said, specifically cooking. And there's really the starting point for looking at the difference in this team this year is obviously the coaching. And there's been a little bit of, of an injury bug, but I would argue they had the same, level of injury bug last year. And actually KP is playing more at the beginning of this season than he did at the beginning of last season. And yeah, I know we continue to harp on J Kidd every single time we talk about the Mavericks, but that's the common, the difference here, and the denominator that changed for them essentially from last year to this year. And in their last six, they're just hard to get a hold of. We know, if you look at their last bunch of games, they lost 5 of their last 6, right? But you look at how they lost, like you said, they failed to score 90 in their last 3 games. And in 3 of 4 previous games, they averaged like 125 points a game, especially with that 139 they dropped on the Pelicans last Wednesday. So yeah, I think there's not much to look at with Dallas and feel good about. If Luka's cooking and guys are shooting off of him and they're able to play defense to the extent of the 6th best defensive rating in the league that they had last year, versus this year where they're much closer to the bottom in that category. Obviously, they're about 17th right now defensive rating or so. And there's nothing to hang your hat on and go, okay, this is the difference. This is what's going on. You look at a couple teams around the league that have also sustained some of that injury bug, including obviously the Bucks and a couple others, and they're still pulling through. Dallas is not somebody that I think you look at and go, okay, there's reserves. The difference has been, they missed that guy, they missed this guy. No, Dorian Finney-Smith missed a couple games. Luka's had a couple. He still has that nagging injury in KP as well, but he's been playing minutes lately, and there's nobody that's coming back for them that you're going, okay, this is going to change, and there's reason to believe that there's something is going to be different. Similar to when you're playing, fantasy football and you've got that one guy that you drafted who's on reserve and you're like, my team's not scoring that many points, but I've got this guy coming in. That's not the case for Dallas, right? There's nobody coming in to save the day at this point. I think it's going to be blown up much before it's not. And I am looking at the turnaround from Memphis and feeling like it's a legit turnaround, mostly because of the fact I think Dylan Brooks needed to come in and get his. And you mentioned, what he did against Luka the last bunch of times they played Dallas. Luka's last 4 versus Memphis, scoring under 21 points there with awful splits for himself, 39, 25, and 57% from the line, which is unreal. And he's not even really getting to the line that much. Also, looking at it, it's about six free throw attempts a game, which is a couple under what he's used to when he's dropping his 25 or so. I don't feel like there's any reason to feel good about Dallas being able to score points to hang in this game with Memphis, who I do, they've definitely shored up their defense since the return of Dylan Brooks. And I think, that's going to continue tonight in terms of keeping Dallas from being able to score and being able to get there. So I'm not really scared of that 4.5 in terms of the spread, not really touching the total, just because, like I said, Dallas can play up to the pace of a team or down to it. And they're really never in control of the game. So I think Memphis continues to assert their will, play at a decently fast pace and get their points and really cover that spread. But I'm with a tease as well as you mentioned with them and maybe the Bucks in the other video, although I'm also just not scared of either of these spreads in full, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the numbers would indicate over just in how Memphis usually plays at home and how Dallas is going to struggle defensively in this situation. But without Ja, I don't know if you feel quite as confident about the Grizzlies playing at that pace to get over. But yeah, you said the turnaround. I mean, they've been pretty consistent this season in the spots where they feel like they should win. 5-2 with the rest advantage. 6-3 as home favorites, and 11-5 against the better Western Conference. So they have handled business, including that recent win against Dallas was shorthanded. And we talked about last night with the Mavs, they're scoring 7th highest percentage of their points off threes. They're not going to be getting much down low against Steven Adams and company, but Memphis also number 1 in 3-point defense during this streak, holding opponents to 27.7%. So just some incredible numbers that would indicate Dallas could struggle to score. But we're not sure necessarily. I think Memphis, what they have been inconsistent with is the pace. Sometimes, playing insane 130-point shootouts. Sometimes it's a 97-90 grinding win. But I think we will see a win. Yeah, to your point, and I don't think I should be too worried about a 4-point spread. It's just that Dallas seems to find a way to muck it up and get under that spread. So I would consider using a teaser, but yeah, I think you can trust them to win this game by 4 or more points. Even though it's a tough division game that can maybe turn into a grinding affair down the stretch. And if it does, we mentioned Dallas is the second worst defense in clutch time. So if we get into a close game, Memphis will probably pull it out.
Yeah, and coming off that back-to-back last night, tough one. That was a 3-point close game against Brooklyn, that they expended a lot of energy watching Brooklyn come all the way back from a double-digit deficit there. So yeah, you'd have to think if this one stays close, at very least stays close getting into that fourth quarter, that, Luka and company will probably lose a little bit of that energy down the stretch, and feel pretty good about, 4.5 points or so. I don't think this will move much, as there's not much expectation for Luka to sit or anything like that, similar to last night. So if you do want to get any more points off of this, you're going to have to buy him at this point. So that is all the time we have for this one. Y'all make sure to like and subscribe to that page. So we've got those other 2 videos up for you today, including that player props one we bring you each and every day. And until we see you next, happy betting.